It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day and the grand reveal in Manteca, Central Valley, Zone 9B. Wow, wow, and wow. We did it. We're thrilled. Already looking forward to the next phase, but for now, let's just show all of you faithful followers what you missed since yesterday. So this was pretty much done, I think, yesterday. Check out the flower on our cactus. How gorgeous is that? And these little hedgehogs were blooming yesterday too. Aw, bee. Precious. Yeah, we had such a miraculous thing happen. A follower, Noe from Modesto, came today to help. She is a phenomenal designer in her own right and has signed off to do maintenance on this garden for our client. So, wow. Just such a spectacular day. Carolina visited with her family. We had 4 or 5 different folks come today to say hello. All of them cactus and succulent growers right here in the Central Valley. So I suggest that all you 9B folks get together and form a club, a support group, if you will. You can do swap and shares. You can visit each other's gardens. I mean, plant people unite, right? So over here today, what we did, and you'll see a little footage, I believe, at the end of the video with the micro irrigation. We ran our poly line just like we do in San Diego, and then we tapped off of that with micro lines to get in all of this intricate tapestry. The desert garden is, of course, unirrigated, non-irrigated. It is not irrigated. These pathway lights are low voltage, but they are sufficient for this garden. And I was just so thrilled how this, spoke to me, this island of plants. And this is still, a work in progress in the back. You've offered some phenomenal suggestions. I love the idea of eventually working in either decomposed granite or flagstone all through here and creating some seating under the jacaranda. It's really, really phenomenal view from there looking over this way at the garden. We're going to be planting hopefully some more fruit trees in this garden so that we can do our aeoniums underneath them, so they'll have the shade and protection year round, so they should do just fine. And once these blooms are spent, our client knows to snip them off. And if you have echeveria that are struggling right now, you can also behead them, even though they may not be in full flower. That's a kind thing to do. The second kindest thing you can do, besides offering shade protection, is to snip off the blooms so the mom doesn't have to work quite so hard to support herself. I'm super curious to see how these mangaves do. I've heard that they are going to be absolutely great here, and I can't wait to see that for myself, because we've got 4 or 5 different varieties going in this garden. I also pulled in a few of our cactus into the tapestry area in the back. You brought in oh yeah, duh, elephant in the room, my talavera. Switch spots. Yes, talavera, we've got 3 talavera balls staged in the garden, which just give it some phenomenal pop. And I am so surprised at you guys. You missed nothing, but nobody said anything about the plum tree, right? It's gone. See that? And you know why you didn't say anything? Because it was the right thing to do. And you just didn't even notice. But that just opened this up so beautifully. Oh yeah, I added this. She had this terracotta pot, which is really pretty, but it didn't have any drainage. So I just dug it in and tipped it. And it's a really nice little addition to our cactus portion of the program. And this plastic edging, next phase, this is all going to be torn out, and we are going to rubble on either side of the path. So yeah, Hannah's going to take you around the back now so you can see this 360-degree tapestry garden. Oh my goodness, my OCD is kicking in. I've got to pull all of these rocks out from between these plant leaves. But we did use Eden Garden Supply in Lathrop, I hope I said it right that time, for our rock for our moss rock, for our top dressing, our red lava, as well as this white stuff, which is really pretty. It's almost like slate. It's beautiful stuff. We left our client with a couple of buckets of rock so she can do touch-ups as needed. And then we will coordinate with her about next steps. I'm obviously not going to want to be up here in the hottest part of summer, so I'm thinking fall we'll probably come back to finish the back. And then maybe in the spring we'll knock out the front. So that is the plan. Please reach out to me if you have any questions about this installation, or you know, what you're doing in your yards. If I don't have the answers, I now know people that I can put you in contact with. Here's an example of what I was talking about with the echeveria. See, I tried to plant our echeverias in what I had identified as the shadiest parts of the yard. And see how I planted it under this cotyledon, so this could act as a bit of an umbrella. But still, the leaves are curling, it's looking stressed, so I'm just going to take and remove the flower stalks, which you can put in water in a vase inside and the flowers will bloom, so nothing lost. But I'm just helping the mom conserve energy by doing that. And you can do that with any plant, you know, that's struggling. All right, well, I guess that's about it. Greg and I and Hannah and Luke are headed up to our ranch, which is about 5.5 hours north of here. I'll be stopping in Stockton to visit a garden, and then in Roseville to visit a garden on my way up. So I will see you guys on the flippity. Thanks so much for following, for subscribing. We are almost at 100,000. Thank you so much for the push. This has been Laura Eubanks reporting for Team DFS in Manteca with your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys. What's happening here, Hanny?
Just burying these 1/4-inch lines, or stapling them down. Because we know you don't like to see the drip.
That's right.
No dirt, no lines.
So all of this brown drip line will be buried before we put down our rock top dressing. We test it first to be sure it's working, and then we bury and re-staple. So there's a bit to do. Seth is on it.